He was one of the pivotal people in getting GST through. But 1 year on, Dr. Amit Mitra, Finance Minister of West Bengal, who was heading the GST Council in the past, what are his views? Straight away, sir, GST. Time for celebration, congratulation, or is it confusion, confounded?
We had great expectations from GST because we felt it was the world's largest fiscal reform. Most important, the common small guy who's attacked constantly by multiple regulatory structure, and GST would mean one tax, one nation, digitally defined, where everything would be automatic, there'd be no Inspector Raj. This is why Mamata Banerjee, in her manifesto in 2009, when I had not come to Kolkata, had said, we will support in principle the GST.
But has it been a mistake?
I think it's very important for us to understand that it could have been a wonderful thing had the central government, for the sake of optics, did not launch it on 1st of July from the parliament, a tryst with destiny and all this. This is all kind of a show job. I had said in the GST Council, please do a pilot first. They never did. Forcibly, unprepared, the Prime Minister of the country launched on 1st of July last year. Now what is the mess? Today a businessman has to first fill up a form called GSTR 1. That contains all the sales invoices. Great. Then automatically, digitally, it gets populated. That means those who have purchased the product, their structure comes in like GST 2.
Okay.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Okay.
The whole system, therefore, had to go back to manual process. Now, in the middle of all this, they said, no, we cannot let this happen. So we do a short form. Short form is called GSTR 3B.
Correct.
What people do not know is that that short form does not have any invoices loaded with it.
So
it's
I
just
can,
a statement.
I can fill up anything I
You
want
can fill up whatever you like. And then, how do you check whether you are right or you are fibbing? All manually. Which means we have gone back 5 steps. Now, second most important thing is, if you can fill up whatever you want, you can give credit to yourself, which doesn't exist, and then use it to transact in the Hawala market globally.
What are you saying? There's Swiss banks and now Hawala as well?
This is the whole issue that I would like to see investigated. My officers and officers of many states, including those ruled by BJP, have said to me, officers, that Hawala transactions have hugely gone up because we cannot match invoices. Are you aware that 2 lakh crores are lying with the central government, which should have been disbursed? But you know why? The 2 lakh crores has been shown in the budget, so the fiscal deficit, especially revenue deficit, has come down artificially. Also, let me tell you, the aggregate figure in taxes that are tax collection that is being given, nobody is telling us that the refunds are hidden inside that. Once you give the refunds, those figures will not be the same. Have we gone back to the Stone Age in terms of tax structures?
What about impact on things like job creation?
The most injured from the GST is the small and medium enterprises. They are the ones who create your jobs. They are crying. Number 2, exports. What has happened to them? They can't get refunds. When they cannot get refund, first thing they cut back is immediately your working capital. When you cut back working capital, who do you really cut back? The job worker. So I would like to know why this incompetence, very similar to the demonetization incompetence.
Isn't there a single positive thing that has happened? Are we a common market? Is there a single positive you can think of that could cheer up the finance minister in Delhi.
Now, we had this system in West Bengal for 4 years earlier. Many progressive states had it already. E-way bill it is called.
Right.
Now, e-way bill is functioning in interstate trade only because many good states had already established e-way bill digitally. So I cannot give credit to that to GST. If this is the nature of government and implementation, one failure after another of implementation, kar dete hain. This is called Jugaad government. Just do it. And then you look back and ask yourself, how are you faring? No wonder in 11 elections held recently, they lost in 10 because people are slowly and steadily and firmly losing faith in this bumbling government. That does not, today the finance minister is who in India is not clear. According to most people, the Prime Minister's PMO's website says it is Mr. Piyush Goyal. The Finance Ministry's website says it is Mr. Arun Jaitley. To me, Mr. Jaitley is the Finance Minister. He chairs the GST Council. But I don't know. So, government that doesn't even define consistently between Prime Minister's office and Finance Minister's office, who is the chairman of the GST Council? In other words, who is the Finance Minister?
Amazing.
I have no idea.
So who will chair the next GST Council meeting?
I have-
And when is it due?
I have no idea, Manidipaji. I just have no idea. There is a notice that has come about a possible meeting. But who's first decide who's the Finance Minister of India? Who will automatically then be the chair of the GST Council?
Do you have a date?
Yes, very soon we do have a date. Your date is being conversed about. My main problem is who will chair that meeting?
From what you're saying, Dr. Mitra, and this is from the common man's point of view, one of the issues that could come up at the next GST Council meet, whoever it is headed by and wherever it is held, is the issue of bringing petroleum fuel under GST. What are your views on that?
See, this is a red herring. Petroleum has been decided by the GST Council unanimously, will not be a matter of GST. Every state was unanimous on that subject. Only when GST stabilizes and revenues of state come back to normalcy, only then states can consider looking at it. Today, not a single state has reached the 14% rate of growth of revenue.
Correct.
So they are being compensated 47,000 crores by the center as per constitutional requirement and obligation. So we need a stability before we can even discuss another change. You want another change and you want to upset the GST system? So petroleum, whether it's petrol or diesel, etc., absolute unanimity that there's no question of bringing it into GST today. Hello, let's fix the system first.
I mean, Kerala, remember, cut 1 rupee,
Yes.
and that was much celebrated, and the center was asking, why don't the states cut down the prices, the taxes? We didn't get a comment from you at that time.
A center cut 1 paise. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
This is absurd. So, with complete stability of taxes, revenues well above 14% rate of growth for almost everybody, then you bring it back to the table and we'll talk about it.
Okay. So what do you think are the challenges ahead? I mean, the tax is here, GST is here. I don't know about the systems being in place, but what are the challenges ahead in the next 1 year? What would you tell the finance minister, whoever it might be?
First is to fix the system. We need to radically and quickly fix the system. Now they are saying there will be a new form now, which will come in September, October. There's a subcommittee for that. Now what will happen is you bring in a new form. Then the poor GSTN guys start struggling to insert that into their IT mechanism. There'll be another mess. Let's fix the system. So we cannot go on bluffing people because they are in pain.
It'll cost politically, do you think? I mean, 2019 is breathing down our necks.
I think there is a sense of fear in the country. It's a fear psychosis. So people are not going to tell you into the microphone what I'm telling you. But when it comes to the vote, they will walk into the polls with their mind set up. Many of these things would add up. The agricultural distress, the suicides, the low growth having extinguished at least 1.5 lakh crores in 1 year. All this will come to roost in 2019. That is what democracy is about.